Okay, in this video I'll be going through another quick example of matrix multiplication, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Each step of the process, each example I'll also say why. We'll go back through why the product exists and the resulting product order as well, because that is a very important step. So, what is the order of the first matrix? It's a 2 by 2. The second matrix is a 2 by 2. So to work out if the product exists, the number of columns in my first matrix has to equal the number of rows in my second matrix, which it does, so my product is possible. My resulting matrix is going to be how many rows in my first matrix by how many columns in my second matrix. So I'm going to end up with a 2 by 2 as a product. All right, let's do this. While you're learning this, I would suggest that you get 4 colors to help you. All right, so remember we're always doing rows by columns. So you would complete each row and multiply that by each column in the second. So rows in the first, columns in the second, until you have no more rows to multiply to columns in the second. All right, so 2 by -1. So 2 times -1. My dog is very upset that she's outside at the moment. I haven't completed this row, so I know that I'm going to be adding on to that to complete the element. 3 by 5. So it's my row by my column. So my row of my first by my column of my second. So 3 times 5. And then because I've finished my row with my column, I know I've completed the element. So I must repeat this process until I've done the first row times every column that exists in the second matrix. So I've done the first row by the first column, so I need to do the first row by the second column now. All right, so I've got 2 by 2. And then I haven't finished my row, so I know I'm going to be adding on to it. And now I've got 3 by 0. 3 times 0. All right, I've finished that row with that column, so I know that I'm finished the element. Now, I've run out of columns in my second matrix, so I know that I've finished completing the first row of my resultant matrix. I move on to the next row and repeat the process. So 4 times -1, and I'm now working in the second row, so I'm in the second row of my resulting matrix, plus 1 times 5. Right, and I've finished that row with that column, so I know that I've finished that element. Now I move on. So now I've got 4 times 2, and then I've got to add 1 times 0. 1 times 0. And I've now finished every row with every column. So I know I've finished my matrix, and then if I calculate each of these 4 parts, so each of these are 4 elements of my 2 by 2 resulting matrix. Okay, so that is my answer. So my 2 by 2 result is 13, 4, 1, 8.